we can't let you leave without asking you just a few questions about cricket.
Okay.
So okay, cool. Your former Proteas teammate Jacques Kallis has recently announced his retirement. We're wondering if you can share your fondest memory with him.
Well, I think a lot about Jacques. I mean, he's pretty much a guy who's under the radar. Hard to believe. He's been such a high performer, whether it's been with the bat, the ball, or in the field. I mean, it was. Mark Boucher kind of said of Jacques that if he doesn't bat, he'll bowl. If he doesn't bowl, he'll field or catch. And he is that kind of player. And it's, he isn't someone who's out late doing this, doing that, doing crazy stuff that's memorable. And I think it's just the way that he's performed consistently. So, there's no outrageous stories I can divulge, because he's a really quiet, behind-the-scenes kind of bloke who just, when he steps over the rope, he just delivers 100% every single day. So, from that point of view, nothing. There's a few other guys you could tell stories about, but not Jacques Kallis.
Okay, and who do you think will be replacing him?
Impossible. In fact, it is very tough, because you talk about records are made to be broken and people set standards for somebody else to follow. But as a genuine all-rounder, I mean, there was a Garfield Sobers who played, Sir Garfield Sobers who played for the West Indies way back. I never got to see, never played against, obviously. So in my generation, having played against and watched, Jacques is by far the world's best leading all-rounder. So to replace him with a batsman who bowls a bit, you'll weaken the bowling attack for South Africa. If you replace him with a bowler who then bats a bit, then you weaken the batting. So Jacques, he really is, it will be irreplaceable. And I think only now that he's retired from the Test and is playing the one days, I think people will start to notice the huge gap that he's filled. Batting-wise, we've certainly got the players. Bowling-wise, we've got the individuals. But to combine that, that's going to be very, very tough.
Tough job. Well, Australia swept to victory in the Ashes against England, and they tour SA next month. How do you see that panning out?
Yeah, exciting. I mean, South Africa, Australia, there's always a little bit of needle, a lot of needle, plenty of needle. Yeah. And it's going to be a great series. I think we've certainly seen that with the latest Ashes series. Australia have come back really hard. I mean, they've been taking a lot of flack on and off the field in Australia, around the world. The media, the public have been really harsh on them. And they've grown. I mean, they've grown as players and as a team. So they're going to be a tough team to beat. We are the number one Test team for a pretty good reason, in that we're playing great cricket. And it's got such a balance to the team that Graham Smith has got. So I'm looking forward to call it is very tough. I mean, I don't know how many Test matches they play. I don't know. Lots, few, I don't know. So I've been a bit out on holiday.
That's okay, we forgive you.
Okay. But once I start the way, I'll be right in there. I'll be right in there. And it's just, I'm looking forward just to seeing those two teams who, I mean, Australia don't have great individual players, but they always play well as a team. I mean, they've had the odd Shane Warne and McGrath who've won games and series for them, but as a team they play really well in tough conditions, which we've kind of seen them, we've kindled that again. So it's going to be a great series.
Okay, great. And now the Proteas 20 over form will be in the spotlight come the ICC World T20. Do we have the players to win the tournament, especially considering it's going to be held on Bangladeshi pitches?
Well, I think the key for us is that we've had a lot of guys having great success in the IPLs. From a Jacques Kallis to guys like Dale Steyn, AB de Villiers, guys who've played really, really well. I mean, JP Durham has come back from injury, and he was sidelined for quite a long time, but he's hit form again. Ryan McLaren's done very nicely. I'm not too sure he's from a squad point of view, but South African guys have spent a lot of time in the IPL, and I think that's going to stand us in really good stead. There is no fear anymore of the subcontinent. I mean, I remember packing my bag in 93s and 94s of, we're going to India again. Sure, but it's the food that's going to kill you. If the food doesn't kill you, the spin bowlers will. You don't want to go to India. Whereas now, anything in the subcontinent, whatever tournament you're playing, whether it be tests, 50 over, 20 overs, the guys have spent a lot of time there. They've changed. I mean, the skill level of the South African team. I watch the guys at an IPL playing against South African guys, and I know it's going to be a tough game. Whether it's, as I said, a Dale Steyn or an AB de Villiers, really tough guys to beat. So I think we've got a very good side. The only thing about 20 over cricket is an individual, whether he's playing for South Africa or against us, can win the game in 2 or 3 overs. So it's going to be a tough tournament, and anybody really can win it.